We go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, cross-state moments ago. Willie Adames at the bat for the Milwaukee Brewers. The Phillies having just one. Single by Adames. He's stretching it to a double. Here he goes. 2 outs on the play. 3 outs on the play as Milwaukee loses to Pittsburgh. And your Philadelphia Phillies have clinched a first-round bye and at least the second seed in the playoffs. Pretty nice on the same night as Milwaukee goes down and the Phillies win 9-6 tonight over the Chicago Cubs. We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Ricky Patalico, Ben Davis, John Kruk in a moment. We knew it was going to happen, guys. The magic number was 2 entering the night. The Phillies tried to take care of business, and they did, and they got the bonus by Milwaukee going down at Pittsburgh.
Still not over. I mean, it's one of those things where you feel like they're getting their wish, you know. They get into the wild card early. All of a sudden, they win the NL East. And now, a couple days later, you pick up the number 2 bye. And now the number 1 bye is still there also. Mm-hmm. And do not be shocked. Nobody be shocked out there if the NL West champions is the San Diego Padres. Mm-hmm. Do not be shocked.
When you're tossing triple plays around like they did last night and beating the Dodgers. Ben, your thoughts?
So that was the third goal that they wanted to do. 1 was get in the playoffs, 2 was to win the National League East, and 3 was to get a first-round bye. So those 3 are out of the way. Obviously, their next one is to get the best record in the National League and overall, and then move on and just keep winning series. So feathering the cap to them. They battled. It was a great game tonight. Cristopher Sanchez did okay, but the offense really picked it up.
All right, let's go across the street, check in with John Kruk, called tonight's win with Tom McCarthy. John, always great to talk to you. How important is this, getting a win now, clinching a first-round bye now? We know there's 3 games left, but it still allows Rob Thomson and staff to kind of coordinate things going into the postseason, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does, and it's going to give the guys a lot of rest, and sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. We've seen in years past, like the Arizona Diamondbacks, wild card, they go all the way through and get to the World Series. So it depends on how they do it. I know they're going to play some simulated games on this break that they're going to have after they finish the season in Washington, but I just don't know how you prepare for 5 days off. For me, I'd have went crazy, but that's a short trip. But they've accomplished the goals that they want to accomplish, and I know our pitchers, especially our starting pitchers, they don't like having long rests in between starts. But I think at this time of year, end of September, moving into October, that a few extra days rest isn't going to hurt anyone, and the position players are going to get you're never going to be completely healthy, but you're going to get healthier than you've been to finish off the regular season.
John, Cristopher Sanchez, I guess he was okay tonight. I didn't think he had his best stuff in his best location. But your thoughts on him and his readiness as to go into the playoffs right now? Well,
he was getting ahead of hitters. He just wasn't putting them away like we've seen him do in previous starts this year, especially at home. But I don't worry about him. I think, even though this wasn't, a great start for him, I still think that his confidence is through the roof of everything he's done this year. And I think he's going to benefit a lot from the rest because he's pitched more innings than he's ever pitched. So this rest is going to help Cristopher a lot. And, I would assume it's going to be, Zach and Aaron, or, the way Cristopher pitches at home with the rest. Maybe they go with Zach and Cristopher at home and Aaron pitched game 3 on the road. I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to make those dang decisions, but Cristopher's going to be a big part of the postseason if the Phillies want to get to where they want to go, and that's to win a World Series.
Johnny, the 4 and 5 hitters tonight were combined 6 for 8. Obviously, Castellanos and Stott, big nights, both driving the ball the opposite way. How big is that for both of those guys?
It's huge, and JT got that base hit after striking out a couple times. He got that base hit over Nico Horner's head at the second base. line drive over his head to score Bryson Stott. But yeah, Bryson, the first game of the series, he hit a couple balls pretty good to left field, just had a little too much air on him. And today, today it was nice and crisp, line drives the other way. And Nick, he pulls one down the line for a double. I want to say this about Nick Castellanos. So many guys can have just first half of the season just phoned it in. Nick Castellanos battled his ass off to put up the numbers he's put up. 30 doubles on the season for Nick. And, you got to give him all the credit. He worked through his struggles early in the season. And, he became that guy in the middle of the lineup that the Phillies needed, down the stretch here to get where they are right now, and that's to get a first-round bye.
He sure did, John. And also, by the way, plays the right field position to a fare-thee well. Pretty darn good, and that's not an easy right field to play at Citizens Bank Park with the chain link back there. Look forward.
162 game Nick. That's what we're looking at.
162 the whole way, and hopefully all the way to a parade. All right, John, look forward to talking to you Friday. I know you're calling the remaining regular season games, and that's a good thing, my friend. We'll see you on Friday. Thanks so much,
Tater
John.
tots. Tater tots in Washington.
D.C. Send some our way. We like them cold. It's okay. All right, talk to you Friday. John Kruk in the booth. Chasing October, presented by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers, proud partners of the Philadelphia Phillies. You look at the records in the National League, and there are the Phillies and Dodgers tied atop the NL. We point out that the Dodgers are hosting the San Diego Padres coming up in about an hour. So the Phillies will either go up 1/2 game or down 1/2 game, but they're right there for that best overall record. And Ricky Bo, that's what they want. Yes or no? Because really determines other matchups.
It's kind of funny because I know a lot of people would say, well, just look at the matchups. Who do you want to play? You can't do that right now because nothing's set in stone. If you look down the bottom, there's still the Mets, the Braves you have at the bottom, and then the Diamondbacks kind of put themselves into that mix. I didn't see where the Diamondbacks were right there, but when you think about it, you put yourself in the 1 or 2, you still don't know who you'd be playing.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, however, you know what, this is coming down to how the cookie crumbles. That's it. Go for the number 1 spot. Take the home field advantage.
And the bottom line, Ben, to Rob Thomson and company is that the Phillies are where they need to be right now. He said earlier in the week that the number 1 seed would be a bonus, that he did not want and would not put his players in harm's way. So if that's the case, then we're going to see what we're going to see the remaining 3 games, yes?
Yes, and that is still a priority for them, is to get that number 1 overall seed, obviously to get home field advantage. But yeah, you don't want to put any players in harm's way. His number 1 concern, as it should be, is keeping these players healthy, and he's done a tremendous job of that throughout the course of the season. He knows when to give these guys a day off and when he needs to push them. So I'm anxious to see this day off tomorrow will be nice, and I'm anxious to see how he uses the position players and also the bullpen pieces moving forward in the 3-game series in the nation's capital.
Switch turned on, and he turned into this monster that shows up at the ballpark and just hits bullets. I love it. I love what he's turned into. I love that he can play right field. I think a lot of people graded him coming in that right field would be poor because he was going to be in right field. No. It's completely opposite.
And you can say what you want about his contract, 5 years for $100. If you're telling me you're going to get a guy that hits .253, as of right now, he still have 3 games to go, with 23 home runs and 86 RBIs, you say $20 million. In today's market, that's a good deal, and that's exactly what he has. You take a look at the home runs leaders here on the Phillies, and these guys are known for their slug, and rightfully so. You look at, again, the 23 home runs there for Nick Castellanos and 86 RBIs, hitting .253, plays every day. You could say it's a bargain in today's game. And yeah, sign me up for that every year. That is steadiness, and to come from the depths that he came from really shows a lot about him as a player and what he can do for his ball club.
He never.
It's 166 home runs sitting right there.
Yeah, how about that? What do you think of the power overall on that team?
When you think about it, could there have been more? I mean, I just want you to just kind of think about it. Think about Trea Turner. He missed parts of the season. JT Realmuto missed a huge chunk of the season. Harper missed parts of the season. You go up and down the lineup, there were guys missing. And these are guys that are power guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. I think there's probably 15 or 20 home runs missing in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because these guys were injured.
Maybe they make up for that in the postseason. We can always hope for that.
Ding, ding.
All right,
Ring the bell.
Rob Thomson post-game at the clubhouse.
Was it to get that first round bye?
Yeah, I think it's huge to get these guys some rest, and now we can sort of plan out our pitching for the weekend and make sure that our starters, I mean, they're going to have to start, Ranger, Wheeler, and Nola, but we can pull them back a little bit.
How much is it a benefit for you guys to give Zach, give Aaron, Ranger, like just some extra innings there, or fewer innings, I should say? Yeah,
it's huge, and we got to be careful because you got to plan it out so that you're not using your entire bullpen. But we'll get there and we'll pull back on them a little bit.
What happened with Bryce's elbow? Is he okay? Is he going to play this weekend?
Yeah, I would think so. He's got some things that he wants to do, and he gets these stingers every once in a while when he extends, kind of a hyperextension of the elbow.
What are the things he wants to do?
Just keep his swing going.
Is Kody Clemens cementing his spot on the postseason roster?
He's playing very well, that's for sure. We haven't really talked about the roster yet, but he's playing really well and he's swinging the bat.
Do you feel like you need to get even if the games don't have as much meaning this weekend, do you feel like you need to get some of your leverage relievers into those games?
Sure. Oh yeah. Yeah, they got to stay sharp.
What have you seen from Estevez lately? It seems like he gave up a decent amount of hard contact.
Well, the velo was down a little bit early in the inning, and I think he's probably messing with his slider a little bit.
Besides Harper, who do you want to rest as far as your position players are concerned?
I'll give JT a day, and hopefully give all of them a day.
Is it still Nick's goal to play every game?
Yep.
And how do you think he's swinging the bat here?
It's unbelievable. I mean, him and Stott had great nights tonight. Marsh has a big double with the bases loaded to kind of give us some separation there, but Nick's really, really swinging the bat good.
Getting back to Bryce, this isn't a constant pain thing with him?
It's just on every once in a while on a certain swing, he just gets extended too much, and the elbow just gives him a little zinger.
Can you treat that?
Yeah, they treat it out. Yeah.
What did you think of Sanchez tonight?
I thought he was much better than he was in New York. The stuff was really good. You got to give him some credit. They put some good at-bats on him, a lot of foul balls, which drove his pitch count up. But I thought his changeup was really good. First pitch strikes, I'd like to see a little bit better, but strike-to-ball ratio overall was really good. So this kid has had a heck of a regular season. He really has. He's been a huge part of this.
If someone were to tell you in spring training that all your starters would stay healthy, but you would be talking about Sanchez potentially as a game 2 starter, what would your reaction be?
I'd be a little surprised. I mean, only because of the fact that on the health issue, these guys have had a lot of innings put on in the last 3 years with playoffs and getting to the World Series. And so it's tough to stay healthy, but they work at it. And we have a great training staff, a great strength and conditioning staff. And so you got to give the players credit, but also those departments credit because they've done a great job with these guys.
You talk about the goal is to go to the World Series, nothing short of that.
That's right.
How good is this team to go all the way?
I think it's very good. I mean, anything can happen in the playoffs, but this is a really good team. This is the best team we've had since I've been here. I think there's great balance as far as our offense is good. When we don't chase, when we get the ball, swing at strikes and use the entire field, our offense is really good. Our rotation obviously is good, and we've got an extremely deep bullpen. So, I really love this club. I really do. And they're tough and resilient, and they prepare and they compete every day. And I trust them.
What do you think of Marsh's speech? Oh, God. What do you
you think of Marsh's speech?
Well, that was great. The dog thing at the end was pretty good too.
Now that you got the bye, what do you want to see from these guys over the last 3 days?
Health.
54 wins ties a regular season, single season record for this place, and you did it in 4 fewer games too. The 2010 team had 84 games here. You had 80. What's your thought on that stat, that accomplishment?
Well, yeah, I mean we always play better at home, and really a lot of it has to do with our fan base, the support that we get, the energy that it gives our guys, and I don't think there's any question that that's what it is.
About that later.
What did that have to do with anything?
Oh, I thought you were. Well, I don't know what this was.
Just eating my food.
Oh, I see. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about Cristopher Sanchez tonight. Eye on the Mound, presented by PGW. And Sanchez this evening, 4 2/3. You said it yourself, Ricky Bo, to John Kruk. He pitched okay, but nothing to write home
He pitched
about.
okay, but like quality pitch-wise, I thought he was a little bit off. He's usually very, very much into the fastball on the inside part of the plate that'll set up the outside part of the plate. And what I mean by that is, if you're going to show a guy inside with a fastball, he's got to respect that. That means he may have that thought process. You may come in there anytime, which opens up Sanchez's changeup on the outside part. I thought he cut some of his changeups across the plate, wasn't staying on top of him, wasn't getting that reach out in front. But, I mean, you know, certain days you're going to – that looked like one of those, it's just a bad day I'm having at the office.
Yeah, when you look at what he has done, 31 starts, he got himself a new contract during the season as well. He's got a 3.32 ERA. It rose slightly tonight from 3.25. He's everything that has been advertised and more, isn't he?
He's been outstanding, although that pitch count did get up today, Michael. And but just his composure, I think what helps him out a lot is the fact that where he has come from. Tampa Bay, he walked away from Tampa Bay a few years ago. The Phillies pick him up, and he was a swing guy. He was up, he was down, he was up, he was down. He threw the ball okay. He didn't throw the ball very well. And then the last 2 seasons, he has just been a godsend. And I think all the trials and tribulations that he has gone through has made himself realize, you know what? I belong here. I have a good contract. I'm going to be financially secure for the rest of my life. I work hard. I have good work ethic, and I'm throwing the heck out of the baseball. And I think that puts his mind at ease and helps him throw the baseball a lot better. But he's been really, really good for the Phils and so consistent. But unfortunately, 4 2/3, 94 pitches tonight. The workload was a lot, and it was good that Topper got him out when he did.
To Cristopher Sanchez and interpreter Diego Daniello in the clubhouse.
The season they had, the hard work you put in, to have the kind of success and jump you made. It's just how satisfying to see that hard work pay off the way it did.
Sí, en general de la temporada que tú has tenido, todo el trabajo duro que tú has hecho y el salto que tú has tomado en tu carrera. Una reflexión sobre cómo ha sido eso, de dar el salto y de todo el trabajo que ha dado resultado.
Creo que parte del trabajo que he venido haciendo desde que me preparé la temporada muerta hasta ahora, creo que he ido mejorando año tras año y espero seguir mejorando y enfocado siempre, haciendo la cosa bien.
I think it's just a part of all the hard work that we've been doing here throughout the off season, during the season. I think that I've gotten better through the years, and I hope to, to keep it that way, to still get better and still work hard throughout the off season and during seasons as well.
Outside of that, to get a chance to potentially pitch a home game in the playoffs.
¿Qué tan emocionado tú estás de poder tener la oportunidad de tal vez pichar un juego en casa en postemporada?
Creo que algo especial, algo que he trabajado toda la vida para eso y creo que seguir enfocado y, tú sabes, mantenerme firme y seguir trabajando porque todo esto no se acaba todavía. La meta es, ustedes saben que es el oro y vamos por eso.
Yeah, I think it's something special. I've worked my whole life for it. I've dreamt my whole life for moments like this, and I think it's just to remain focused and firm on what our goal is. You all know what our goal is. This is not over yet, so we got our sights set on the World Series, and we'll just keep working.
What did you learn from your postseason experience last year that will carry over to this year?
¿Qué tú has aprendido de la temporada pasada que tú te estás llevando como aprendizaje para esto?
Son series cortas, inning tras inning, picheo tras picheo, juego tras juego. Hay que tratar de hacer todos los ajustes posibles y de ganar todo lo que podamos rápido, porque son series cortas y creo que el que gane adelante es el que va a tener el resultado final.
Yeah, those are short series, so you gotta treat them like pitch after pitch, out after out, and then inning after inning, and then so on. And I think that we have to be able to make the quick adjustments and I just think being short series, like whoever gets hot first, and they have a pretty good chances. So it's just like that. Just try to make the good adjustments in the right time.
You finish up at 182 innings. Obviously, the team has goal of winning the World Series, but what does that number mean to you individually?
Sí, terminaste con 182 años la temporada. Obviamente el equipo tiene muchas metas, como la Serie Mundial, pero ¿para ti qué significa eso personalmente?
Es algo muy especial, es algo muy bonito en lo personal. Nunca me imaginé en mi vida tirar 182 innings en Grande Liga y están ahí los resultados. Gracias al trabajo fuerte y a las bendiciones que Dios ha puesto en mí.
Yeah, it's something special. It's something really, really beautiful. As I see it personally, it's something amazing, and I never dreamt of it. Never in my life did I dream that I was going to pitch 82 years in the season in the big leagues. And the results are there. The hard work is there, and that's all I can say about that.
This dude's swing is just
beautiful.
It's flawless.
He's hitting 296. He missed 6 weeks of the season as well. You think about what he might have been able to do. Ricky, we're talking about a moment ago.
10 more. Who knows? I mean, he could have been a 30. And what's he up for RBIs right now? He's sitting at 59, maybe 70 RBIs, 75 RBIs. That would have been nice. But that's what I'm saying. I saw 166 home runs up on the board that we showed, and that was 6 or 7 guys. And I mean, you're talking about there's a bunch of guys on there that, for a living, they're power hitters, and they missed parts of the season. And I mean, you think about Schwarber. Schwarber's gone into some 2-week slumps of not hitting them out. Not that that's ridiculous, but I mean, this team, for the injuries they've had, they put up a lot of home runs.
And you forget that JT Realmuto missed a month plus with knee surgery. It wasn't like he was just, my knees bother me. No, he had actual surgery, and you forget that he was gone for that amount of time. Other guys obviously stepped up, but you're right, Ricky. There's a lot more left out there.
Yeah, he was on the IL. Turner on the IL. Realmuto on the IL.
Harper went to sleep with home runs for a month.
Yeah. So, and when you think about those doldrums they faced in the middle of the season, when they went 24-31 through the middle of I wonder why, as they now start to get it together and head toward the postseason. Brandon Marsh, what a night he had, addressed the crowd prior to the game, and they loved it, and they certainly loved that 3-run double as well in the 5th inning. Here's Brandon Marsh at his locker.
To get the bye. That was huge. I got to see the last out that the Pirates made on the big screen. And I saw the whole crowd go crazy, and that's what it's all about. That was huge for us.
What you said to the fans before the game, I know you meant what you said.
Mm-hmm.
How good would it be to go all the way to the World Series?
It'd be better to win it. Put a time and just take care of business as we go on.
You do for your speech, or is it just all off the top of your head?
There was a little prep. A lot of it just came to me in the moment. That's what the guys told me to do. I asked Trea, Schwarber, they did it in years prior. So I asked them. They said, "I'll just come to you and just speak from the heart." So that's what we did.
And what was that experience like for you, addressing the crowd?
I was a bit nervous, standing in the middle of the field with a microphone, but it was it was good. It was needed to happen. Our fans showed out for us all year, and we wouldn't be in the spot without them. So it was a lot of fun.
What's it made now to be single-minded, single focus, knowing that's now the postseason and just the division and everything else out of the way, all scenarios are figured out. What's it mean that just know it's the playoffs now? What's it mean for you guys?
Yeah, we got a couple more games in Washington to kind of tune up some stuff, just. Yeah, we're all excited. We worked our butts off for this moment, and we're gonna make the best of it.